Okay, good evening, good morning, good afternoon. Great and wonderful people of Biafra, lovers of freedom all over the world, I greet you according to your time zone. And welcome to this program. While you are joining, share this video, invite others to join. If you are joining us from any part of the world, share the video, invite your friends, invite Biafrans to join us this evening as we are going to continue with the gospel of emancipation, gospel of freedom, gospel of decolonization. Invite your friends, invite your foes, invite every other person to join. This evening, morning, afternoon, and night, depending on where you are going to watch from, it is very, very important that we are going to bring you to you. Just one moment, before we join, just one moment. Let me play this before we proceed. One moment.
All of you never knew that IPOB and this Biafra movement was for your liberation. Some of you saw maybe the oil and gas from Biafra land. If they go now, we'll have access to oil and gas. In the process of having your eyes fixated on oil and gas, your forest is gone. Do you understand it? Every Yoruba person supporting Fulani, you are setting up yourself to become like the Hausa people. Remember when Hausa was supporting Fulani? We are Hausa Fulani, we are Hausa Fulani. Where are the Hausa people today? I ask you. Where are those Hausa people today? Do you see them anymore? Those saying we are Hausa Fulani, we are Hausa Fulani. Do you see them again today? Do you see them? I'm asking you. No, because Fulani have completely overwhelmed them. It's called emasculation. Completely emasculated them. Look at what they're doing in the East. In the East, they come to the East, I will tell you, oh, you want to be the president or vice? Yeah. They say, give us land for Ruga. They give them land. I saw Joseph Okado did that law Banta. They have taken it over in forever and ever. Give us land in your state. Hope of them prove to us that you are stood. Give us land in Olo. Hope of them will give them land in Olo. We can go and kill people in Obibo. We can kill for them. How many Fulani governors are prepared to kill bandits? I didn't say normal people. I'm talking about armed, dangerous bandits. How many Fulani governors? Go and read your newspapers, you will see it there. Fulani governors are negotiating with them, giving them arms, giving them vehicles, making sure that their life is no longer a misery. But see, they come down to the south. They tell you, give us land for Ruga. Go and kill your people to prove to us that you're one Nigerian. That was why Obioso was talking rubbish. He was talking, was it yesterday or 2 days ago? Supported by the BBC. The problem you people have in Nigeria is this. Your journalists, you see people, Punch newspaper, Tribune, Vanguard, and Nation, they are your second worst enemies. I'm telling you the truth. They can never, ever be objective in their reportage. Never, ever, ever. That's why all of you are suffering. But you don't know it. They were the same people used to scuttle the NSAS protest. Of course, some of you went about looking for Indomie in warehouses. Typical black people. Any revolution that is coming now, you must stand very firm. They'll say, oh, you're Igbo. Oh, you're Yoruba. Oh, you are from Europe. Don't join them. It's our turn in 2023. If you do this, you will scuttle our chances of becoming the president in 2023. Ask yourself, all of them that have been president from time immemorial, what benefit has it brought to you as a human being? Absolutely nothing. So you have nothing to lose. Absolutely nothing to lose. You look at them now, how they have now descended on Yoruba people, asking them to concede, give us your forest, we must graze, we must do this, we must do that. And slowly before your eyes, they are giving in, they are capitulating, they are allowing them to go, if you don't give it to us, so Tinubu will not be president in 2023. Tinubu won't be the president. That's what I'm saying to you. And foolishly you will agree and hand over your land to them. And once they take your land over from you, look at Hausa. Because there is a saying where we come from. If you want to know what your life is going to become in the future, look at Hausa people. If you want to understand appreciate, I will say, the life that you are about to bequeath to your children and grandchildren, look at Hausa people. Is there any Hausa governor today? Is there any Hausa emir? Is their land though? Katsina is Hausa land. Kanu is Hausa land. Sokoto is Hausa land. The Hausa people own it, indigenous to those areas. I'm asking you this question. Is there any Hausa man who's an emir in the north? The answer is no. Something is going to happen to you. If you don't rise up now to break, I'm not even asking people to break this, you demand for what rightfully belongs to you, your freedom. The freedom to decide. The freedom to write a constitution if you prefer. The freedom to live with whoever you want to live with. That is what we're asking for. But most people misunderstood what we are saying. And today, almost everything we have said about the zoo has come to pass. Everything we have told you, everything I told you has come to pass, hasn't it? Everything. And some people are still questioning and arguing. They said, Fulani will resist by all means necessary, including armed resistance, any attempt to forcefully eject them from the forest. Yoruba, you must ask yourself this question. When we were pursuing them from Ebonyi, why didn't they say something about ESN on Nnamdi Kanu? Why? Have you asked yourself that question? Because they know we are prepared to die to defend our land. They understand that very well. That is the only language the Fulani understand. You cannot say to Fulani, oh, let us have a Fulani president. And after that, all will be well. Never, ever, ever. They will continue to expand. They will continue to identify idiots in your midst, traitors, saboteurs in your midst. They will promise them heaven and earth. They will give them anything they ask for in order to ensure that they get into you, they subjugate you. Look at Yoruba and the Ilorin. Yoruba, how did you lose a Ilorin? You lost a Ilorin because somebody thought or felt that by aligning himself with what he felt was a superior Fulani force, he can defeat his own people. Afonja, what happened? As a result of that miscalculation, the great Yoruba race lost a Ilorin to Fulani Caliphate. That is why in a Ilorin you have an emir of a Ilorin, not an Oba of a Ilorin, answerable to Sokoto. That is where Lai Muhammad comes from. You can see them. Sokoto slaves in Yoruba land. When I say that, it's not religion. It has nothing to do with religion. It has everything to do with the mentality of a conquered people. Now they have left the Ilorin, having taken a Ilorin and taken it to Sokoto. They now want to come into Oyo. They want to come into Ondo. Once they take over all those places, it's over for the Yoruba race. Over for you. No, never again will anybody rise a man of honor or integrity in Yoruba land. Never ever. It will only be their stooge. Look at what's happening in the East. Only Fulani stooges can now emerge in the East. It took them very many years, nearly 50 years, to accomplish this very simple task of making sure that everybody, be it Ohanese, be it Pandef, be it governor, anybody you're bringing out must come to the north to swear allegiance to the caliphate. All of them, ban on. Is there any political godfather in the East? There is none. They all go to the north to go and swear allegiance to the Janjaweed. That is why our life is in a mess. That is why they can do something like Obiozo and make him the Ohanese President General. In front of our eyes, in front of Korokoro. And what did they bribe? They gave money to BBC. They gave money to all Zoo newspapers. They started to trumpet. Obiozo, Apex Group, Apex. You saw them holding their meeting under a canopy. A ton without shame. A whole Ohanese. Under sand, ton canopy. Maybe you saw it disgraceful and shameful. Talking rubbish. The man looks like a janjaweed anyway. Talking nonsense. These are people they have prepared for you to sell you down the drain.
Okay. All right. Great and wonderful people of Biafra, lovers of freedom all over the world, I greet you and I welcome you to this program. Just like I said before, while you are joining us, share the video, invite others to join. Invite others to join. Let us do it one more time. This time around, we are going to be more, specific. Just like you saw what I posted in front of this video, it is one of the things that I'm going to talk about this evening. And while we are talking about it, we are going to pinpoint, several things that is affecting us. And I will show you from that video the evidence that what Mazen Nnamdi Kanu said in this video that I just played right now, it is already happening. 100% happening in Yoruba land. He said also, Uzuna Maroke si akpo ogene, ya na agba ya n'odudu. Ya na egba anya n'odudu. If you don't know what your life will look like, the life of the Yoruba race, they should go and look at the Hausa people. How did you lose Ilorin Afonja? Because he thought and believed that by aligning himself with the Fulani force, he will be able to defeat his enemies. That's what he did. The only thing that I am going to ask the Yoruba race today is that, so everything that you guys has been standing for, it is all about, is it really? I don't think I am going to impose it on you because I don't see it that it is the reality in Yoruba land. Is it about Tinubu, an old man, to be the president of Nigeria? The old man is old and he is sickly. It is a confirmation everywhere. Is it that old man that is going to bring indeed the future that you are going to live and leave behind for your children? Is it that old man? Is it this tenure of 8 years of this old man that is never been objective even during his campaign? Is it the man that is going to bring you to that beautiful future that you've been campaigning for? I don't think so, because the current old man that was in this current administration, that man spent how many days in the hospital in Europe? How many hospitals do you think a person who does not trust the healthcare facility in the country where they are the first citizen, who have access and power to build the standard hospital, they did not do it? All they did is that each and every day they are running to Europe, they are running to Arab Emirates, they are running to France in order to seek for a medical checkup. And you look at yourself and you say that you are proud of what you have seen. You are proud of what these people are doing. You say that to yourself. It means that you have fallen in love with your oppressor. You have lost. You are lost in this battle of survival. You are a loser. If you look around you, you will see that anybody, Tinubu was a president of Lagos State. A president of Lagos State, I believe, in 2007, from 2007, He did it 8 years. And immediately it was after 7 years of his indictment in the USA. He became president of Lagos State. Governor of Lagos State, rather. Sorry, pardon me. So after being the governor of Lagos State, Tinubu could not build a standard hospital that him will also use for himself. It is the problem across the Nigeria. It is the problem of every state in Nigeria. Why do you think that they cannot build such type, a standard hospital for themselves? Why do you think that those who cannot do something that is going to be beneficial to them in the country where they are the first citizen, why do you think that there is anything that they will do for you? They cannot do something that will be beneficial to them in the country where they are the first citizen. Get it right. Because if they could, they should understand that they're supposed to understand that healthcare facility, healthcare system is one of the most vital things that you will do for your country. Because tomorrow is pregnant, it is unpredictable. Healthcare facility you do not have. These same people who could build it, even if they don't build any other infrastructure in Nigeria, they could not build it. And having seen that these same people, they know how much they are wasting per annum in going out there to support an healthcare system that is built by another first citizen of the same country where they are flying to. They are not ashamed of themselves. They have shaved off their eyebrows. They don't care about the country where they are because they know they have access of those essentials from another country. That's why they will look at you. More than 200 million people, you don't have any healthcare facility that can cater for it, not even a chairman. All of them are lining up abroad. If you go and stand in the Nigeria airport, if you go and stand there, even though they have their own means of boarding in, they don't board publicly. They will, before you know it, from the backyard, they're already in Britain. They're already in France. They are already in UAE. They are already in United States. This money that they are going with in order to go and attempt for medical checkup, do you know how much they are spending? Because they will not go to public facility, even in those countries they are going. Do you know how much they are spending per annum? Do you know how much Nigeria is spending taxpayers' money that is being spent, your money that is being spent in abroad for the sake of only medical care of your leaders? I did not say just president, leaders. So Tinubu could not build a standard hospital that he could trust, that he could attend in the case of him being sickly like this. People will now tell you he is Jagaban of Lagos State. People will tell you that he built Lagos. People will tell you that he did this, he did that. That is the reason why. And he is Jagaban, Gaiman. He is the only one who can unite Nigeria. I heard three Biafrans that was being interviewed somewhere. Fanaki inyo na rubbish. Ojiwebul tribu that will unite Nigeria, because he is the man who has what it takes to unite the country. You will tell me, how when somebody fart, when somebody pollute the air with their mess or fat, then from the, the smell of that fat, you will know the smell of their physics or their caca. That is from the smell of that fat. This man called Tinubu, he could not build a healthcare system that will cater for him as a Jagaban of Lagos State who own Lagos. A person who cannot, anything about him is all about him making Lagos great and making Nigeria unified. This same man that is going to unify Nigeria, that is going to unify Hausa, Igbo, Yoruba, Fulani, this same man started on the foot of tribalism, started from the foot of, nepotism, started on the foot of lies and deceit. Let me tell you why I said so. It is only when Tinubu want to become a president because he made it that office available for Buhari. He is the negotiator of the with this neo-colonialist. He negotiates with them. He has taken over Obasanjo. He actually ran ahead of Obasanjo. Tinubu. He ran ahead of Obasanjo. Don't you ever forget that Obasanjo was a double agent. I don't know what he's up to right now, but Tinubu have succeeded Obasanjo. That is the reason why APC is pulling this weight that it is pulling right now. Because a man like Tinubu, a guy man, who has whom the West, they have a few leverages on him. They have few leverages on him. I know you don't understand the type of politics the West normally play with African leaders. In this regard, Nigeria is a British colony. Nigeria is a British colony. And in Nigeria, if you look around you, you will understand that Britain will always make a decision that will be in favor of their imperialist agenda. They will always make such decision. Why did I say so? They will always support, and the Catriona Lang, former envoy, made sure that it happened. They will always support a person whom they see they have a leverage on. They have a police case on. In Europe, somewhere in Europe, they have actually gathered the prima facie about the case. They have actually gathered the evidence. They know. That is the reason why if they will just be dropping it one after another. Do you know why? They are throwing a bombshell. They are warning that candidate. We could bring this after how many years? Since 1999. We still kept it for you. If you go there and not become our stooge, it means we will declare you a criminal in the Western world. There is always a leverage. They will always pick up somebody that is already compromised. Somebody that the system is supposed to reject, but the system itself is on a wrong footing. That is the reason why I am advising Pan-African movement that the first thing that we need to talk about, because history is very, very important in what we are doing in the struggle for self-determination, in the struggle for African unification, in the struggle for African economic growth. History is very, very important, so that we will no longer tell this history of they gave us mirror and they stole our land, they stole our dignity, they stole everything. History is very important. And how do you find the history? Because there is a, the imperialist agenda is all about, let us find a way to eradicate these people's history, because history is a weapon. Both sides. History is a weapon. Now, let's eradicate the history that governs these people, that made them the city of gold. Now, how can somebody who have gold, somebody who have silver, and somebody will tell you they were given a mirror and they capitulate? Silver and a mirror, what is the difference? If you cannot look at yourself in a silver and find, and look, if you look at the silver, you will see yourself on it. Even if it is going to be blur, but you will still see yourself on it. Then they tell you they give somebody silver because it is a mirror. Then they capitulate. That is the type of history they will write to you to tell you how stupid your ancestors are. That is exactly the narrative they want to push there. That's why they will always tell you that, because they want to tell you that your ancestors are not, intellectual. They are morons. But opposite was the case. Because where they came, Africa was a city of gold. Africa was the richest continent in the world. Africa. The ancient civilization started in Africa. Then they came here. They actually interrupted our civilization. They interrupted our world. And after interrupting our world, they made sure that they took able-bodied men, able-bodied women, so that they will take them to their world, so that they will do magic of this, civilization in their world. Because before then, the Saxons, they were killing each other. They were killing each other. White people or Europeans, they have fought so many wars against themselves. Before they come to conclusion, let's go out there. Let's go and conquest. Let's go and conquer. Let's go and get these things that made these people great. Before they engage, they came in and studied you. They came and destroyed your mind before they engage. Now when they engaged, they established a business of making people, taking people on a slave ship and traveling to another place, dumping them for them to come in there and do that magic they have found in Africa. So anybody that will rise up and tell you that Africa before was a failure, that person is a big lie, a big liar. Africa has never been a failure, but Africa is a place where people envy, where the Saxons, where they envy so much. It is in Africa. You find the greatest kingdom on earth. It was the kingdom of Solomon. The Solomon you heard in the Bible, when you believe it, when we talk about Solomon, you will be looking for him in Europe or the United States. It doesn't exist. Solomon you heard in the Bible, the story was the story of Solomon of Africa. Everything that took place in the Bible mostly talked about the greatness of Africa, how it was. That's why there was a time, during the time of Egypt's slavery, during the time of all that, there was also migrants. They went to Antioch, they went to many places. They went to Turkey, they went to Corinthians, they went to Ephesus. There were migrants. That is the reason why there is a book of the Paul's letter, book of Paul in the Bible today, because he was the only man who has been going around reaching out to those who went out during the time of drought. He was reaching out to them. He was reaching out to them. Just like the Pan-African movement is reaching out to our people in the South America, our people in Jamaica, our people in all over the world. That's just like they are reaching out to them. Don't be surprised that a new Bible is being written as we are speaking. A new Bible, the Bible of new era, the Bible of the the rise of the fallen. That is the Bible that is going to be written. So in everything we are doing, history is very, very important. The reason why history is very, very important is that there is, if you look at Nigeria today, it is because the history of Nigeria has been, the history of those that found themselves in that neo-colonial or imperial structure called Nigeria, the history of them was erased from their memory. The history was erased from their memory. That is the reason why when I tell you that we were greater than, we were greater than what we are today during the time of pre-colonialism. We were greater than what we are today, pre-colonialism. So many people will tell you that it is European who came to Africa and discovered your gold, discovered your oil. This lies upon lies upon lies. Lies upon lies. Even in the Bible, all these resources, where the places where these resources are is in the Bible. I will find it and read it out for you next time I come online, if I remember. It is in the Bible, the places where you find all these minerals, how blessed the land was. It is very, very important for you to know that this, this continent of Africa that they demonized, they actually made sure that they bring anything that is history, original, they made sure that they put it in their archive somewhere. If they didn't destroy it, but it is in their archive, because they are not good at destroying things. They continue to study it. They leave it in order for their children to understand it, to know how to engage, because the conquest continues. The hustling continues. But it is only Africa that does not understand that the conquest continues, because they have established a structure in every area of the continent of Africa, which that structure is the thing that they use to control me and you and I, everywhere we are. They have installed that window, that system that they will use for their new colonialism. That's why they will archive all the history and give to your schools adulterated history. And those adulterated history, remember that adulterated history is a history made of truth and big lies. At least there is a little bit of truth still there. Adulterated. The more the years go by, they are removing that truth that you found there, replacing it with lies. Or they will start calling that truth you found there according to myth and legend. They call it mythical story. That's what they do. Then, the reason why history is very important is because our origin, we were the greatest people. We were the people that other nations, are envying to be like. That's why there was Arab invasion. After that follows, and each invasion comes with a religion. Very, very important. each invasion came with their own religion. Anywhere that was invaded, they actually introduced a religion there. Because religion is something they will tell you it is something that your ancestors are doing. They will now refine it, factionalize it. They will now create something else that is like opposite to it or that looks like it. And now tell you that that one your forefathers did that made them have the highest kingdom in the planet, it is evil. They will tell you it is evil. Then you begin to stay away from them from there. You begin to stay away from the truth of your father. Now the land will now start punishing you. The land will now be vulnerable to be taken over because you are following what you are bringing to the land is the culture of another land. Now they are conflicting with the culture of the land. While they are conflicting with each other, you will be at the receiving end of their conflict, because now they say when two big elephants are fighting, the land there suffer. The grass on the land that is on the land suffer. When me and you, we are the grass that is standing on the ground. When these two elephants of culture, or the bending edge and fight, it is you and I that is going to be on the receiving end of anything they are throwing at each other, because you and I are supposed to do things that is actually compatible with the laws of your land. That is the reason why Bible says if you go to Rome, behave like Romans, because you cannot go to Rome and introduce your own law in Romans, because Romans already have their own law, their own their own good norms and value system. Romans already have their own in existence. If you go to remove it from Rome, and you want to impose yours in Rome, it means that you are actually fighting for the monopoly. You are actually trying to rule over Rome, because now you are introducing a new law that they should abide by, a new culture that they should actually follow, a new system, you call it religion, that they will follow, while bastardizing the one that the land is compatible with. The one you bastardize, the one that God who created them, or Chukwu Okike Abiama who created them, is actually used to. You bastardize it. You now introduce yours. And when you introduce yours, what that yours does to the people, it doesn't recognize them anymore. Because the owners of those ones that was introduced to your land now, that you accepted, the land made peace that you are now a slave. So you will be treated like a slave. And now, those who introduce what you are following, they are now the master of the land. The land now respect them. Until you bring back the glory of the land, that land will never flourish again to benefit you. It will never flourish to benefit you. The benefit goes out there to the master. What am I trying to say? I am trying to say that the reason why history is very important in everything we are doing, it is because the oppressor will never create anything that is going to be beneficial to the slave or to the oppressed. Everything that they are going to do, whatever they are going to introduce to you, it is only going to be something that is going to be beneficial to them in a long run. In a long run. So that is the reason why when you come to Nigeria, you will find the British amalgamation. in this British amalgamation, it is all about to make sure that these people does not know what they were like. They will never understand the glory that comes out of these different people. Because it is very important for you to know that the amalgamation confused the lands. The amalgamation confused the lands. That's why there will never be peace in the land. Because historically, Igbo race, and the ancient Egyptians, they were never friends. They were never friends after Moses left the land of Egypt. They were never friends. Maybe what I'm telling you might be sounding to you like a myth, or maybe you will think I'm reading Bible for you. I am not reading Bible for you. I'm telling you your history. I am telling you your history. They were never friends. Then Fulani now comes in. Fulani comes in when the first Crusaders arrived in Africa, which they took over the northeast of Africa. They call it Middle East today, and Arab, whatever they call it, Middle East. They took over. They introduced what they called Islam, Islamic religion. And if I must tell you something that is the honest truth, Islamic religion and the Christian religion, they are serving the same purpose. Absolutely the same purpose. There is no difference between both of them. That is something that, people does not understand. When we talk about these things, they become so emotional. Because that is what this system was created to make you feel like. You will believe now we are undermining your God. You will believe now we are undermining that thing that has kept you alive over the years. But you are not realizing that what kept you alive over the years has been the decision you have been making. Because you have been like a sheep without a shepherd. Because you have rejected your shepherd and embraced and the wanderers. You embrace to be a wanderer. Our people are scattered all over the world. We believe it's a blessing. It is a curse. I said this in 2021. I told you this. It is a curse when they tell you Igbo people are industrious, they everywhere Igbo people. It is a curse, but they are promoting it. If you want to see whether it is a curse, you will go and read the book of Deuteronomy, where he will scatter them amongst the nation of the earth. He will scatter them. They will never, you know the meaning of scattering. You will never have oneness. You will never speak in one voice. You will never have a business that is controlled by, by a community of your people. It will always be individual blessing, individual making it. That has been the problem. Divide and rule strategy. We brought it upon ourselves. Now, if we don't tell this history that the amalgamation of 1914 is the reason why we are poor, the amalgamation of 1914 is the reason why we have scattered across the nations of the earth. Because the amalgamation is, you know the reason why for the amalgamation? Because of this targeted area, Biafra land. Because it was only in and has only been in Biafra land that all this mineral that is keeping Nigeria alive was found. Of course, recently is when they started discovering some few things in the north. And there is a lot there. There is a lot. Recently. Have you now seen immediately they discover gold? That is when Boko Haram, all of them now came to take over to secure it, the ground, so that it will not be for Nigerians. It will be for the master, original master. So, and the reason why they brought Biafra close to be ruled by Fulani, sometimes Yoruba or Dudua, it is only because they noticed that Biafrans are very stubborn people. They are rebellious. It is difficult to control them. They cannot be controlled. That is the reason why they will never give an Igbo man a president in Nigeria. They will never. You know why? Because they have that mindset that Igbo people are very rebellious. So they had to bring something that will, bring people they will give army and police power. Because army and police hold the power of a nation. Army and police, those who will be the handler of this department, they gave it to Fulani. That is the reason why there is, everything is in the north, including Amory. It's in the north. Everything is in the north. Because they know that these rebellious people will never want to stay and be encroached by ordinary Fulani, Fulatas, who move cattle from places to places. Historically, this is not just something because they can't survive. It is history. They move cattle from place to place. That we will always rebel against these people. That's why they made sure they gave them police and army to keep this particular race in check. Because they know that had it been that they did not abolish and uproot our historical value, do you know that thing we do? What can boy? You will go and be apprenticeship. You know that thing we do? Apprenticeship. That's why there is so many entrepreneurs in Nigeria, in Biafra land, from Biafra land to Nigeria. There is so many entrepreneurs from Biafra land to Nigeria. Because when you are a successful entrepreneur in your community, many people will look up to you and they will want to come and, go into apprenticeship with you, where they will work for you. You cater for their food, cater for their clothing, cater for their renting, but you will never pay them a dime. They work for you for a certain amount of years. Then you will now calculate those years. That lump sum you're supposed to be paying them slowly. That is teaching them how to, manage money. Teaching them how to be a businessman. Teaching them how to run that particular business that made you successful. You will not pay them. But at the end of the 5 years, you will now pay them. It is like a pension. You see, when you are retiring from a government work, there, of course, I'm not talking about Zoological Republic called Nigeria. They might not have such thing. If you are retiring in a developed country, you know how much you will get the bigger, depending on how many years you have worked for the government. The amount of pension, when you say maybe you have worked for like 15 years or 10 years, you say, I want to resign. You cash out your pension fund. Maybe you will cash out maybe $100,000. You cash out your pension fund. You will cash out $1 million, depending on the amount of years you have worked and depending on the amount you are earning per annum. Now, at the end of this, you will become great. So that is exactly how they do it. They allow this money to accumulate while you are the one working and making money. If you are more, if you are lucky, you will bring that business to grow more than the way you found it. Then that business grow more than the way you found it. Then you will have your settlement handsomely. They will calculate that amount of money. If it is going to be 1 million, they will use it. Bless you, find a shop or find a business location, pay for them, pay it for you for complete 1 year. They now start that business, tell you that you should be coming to get your supply whenever their container, whenever their goods arrives from overseas. Have you now seen the oneness, the investment, the togetherness? Have you now seen those are the things that made us so great that we don't need to actually go and be running helter-skelter to make money in order to be like Obi Kubana. But they abolish all these things. They have destroyed all these things. We can no longer have that patience to go through that route. And those who are now rich, they do not even have that morality anymore, that if you go through that route, they will settle you handsomely. It does not exist anymore in our land. History is very, very important. Amalgamation of Nigeria took all that away from us, because now these entrepreneurs, they are dependent on Nigeria as per when they will release their container. They will be bribing. You have to import your goods from China, from Hong Kong. Then you will be praying, when will your goods be released by Nigeria wharf? They will seize it. Sometimes they sell it without even your consent. Sometimes they seize it without even giving it to you. Wickedness. Just because of their wickedness, they do that. Everything is falling apart. Things fall apart. That's when you will now understand the reason why Chinua Achebe wrote the book called Things Fall Apart. Because things have fallen apart. Our good norms and value system is now on the back page. That nobody remembers it anymore. Because they have replaced our glory with shame. Replaced our glory with shame. That is the reason why the earlier you understand that the amalgamation of Nigeria has been the only stumbling block that is between you and your destiny in your land, from your land, has only been the reason why you are running helter-skelter from places to places. You can never be in Nigeria, because look at it. Millions of Yoruba people are outside, is in abroad. Millions of Igbo people are in abroad. Maybe Fulanis, when you find them abroad, it is Fulani who went there to school. If you find Hausa man, it is very difficult to find this Hausa and Fulani. Hausa people, you might find them 1. Who are they? Children of politicians in Hausa land. Likewise, Fulanis, they are out there to go and study, to gain knowledge. You are out there to go and hustle. Have you now seen the difference between you and them? They don't travel. But we are actually oppressed. Inequality in our various system or various land is actually overwhelming. That is the reason why you will say in Nigeria, if you don't have money, hide your face. If you don't have money, hide your face, because at the end of the day, the rich that is actually planted amongst the poor They will always plant a rich in every community amongst the poor that will be influencing you to go through the highway. And once they plant the rich, what you will tell yourself or your parents will be telling you, they are money ritualists. They are money ritualists. From there now, you will only believe that to make money in life is all about going through the highway. That has been the ideology. They are, but if you look deep into that, what your parents are saying, they are saying it in a different approach. These are Ndogwego because so many of them sold their own people for pittance. It is not necessarily called to listen mother. No, it is about them giving something that will be beneficial to the community. It is like a governor calling a supply chain maybe management or somebody who is into supply chain. He will call them and say, or logistics, maybe if the people who manage logistics, he will call them and say, I am going to give you a contract that are going to transport every books that is going to be going into the state libraries, or you are going to be transporting every goods need by the government that is coming from Enugu to Onitsha, or that is coming from Enugu to Aba, or that is coming from Lagos to Oshodu. Now, they will call you and tell you, we are budgeting to give you this only if you will comply. How? You give us our own share. Give us our own share. Whether you deliver it or not, whether you build that road or not, it is none of our business. You know how you just put laterite and then pour concrete. What do you call this? Asphalt. If you put a laterite there, pour asphalt on the road is fine, as long as people will say, even as long as people will drive on it, even at least for 1 month, it doesn't matter. Just do it. Let's share this money. That is the reason why nothing will be built. Then the governor will give the president their own share, so that there will not all these things, that will never be accountability. Because the small one that get the contract direct sought to the governor sought now the presidency and those around him to keep quiet. Forget these people. They will just pray to their Jesus. Everything will be okay. Build that road, even if it is going to collapse tomorrow. They will be praying to their Jesus. Everything will be okay. Or the only thing they will say is Jesus will judge you. Muslim will say Allah will judge you. Allah they see you. Allah go judge you. Jesus will go judge you. That's what they will say, you will say. And that because they know that you are captivated, you are in captivity of your Jesus and your own other religion. You are in the captivity of using such words instead of doing action. Because you always say that judgment belongs to Allah and Jesus, or your God, or Muhammad. Now judgment belongs to Allah. While you, that is supposed to be, because Allah cannot work without a human. Because you are the human that God is going to use to drive a force. That's why he put you and he gave you life, so that he will use you to establish unestablished. So now, instead of you putting your anger into action and making sure that these people are held to account, you will say God will judge, Allah will judge, Jesus is watching. You will not do the needful because you believe in Jesus. And the other ones, they believe in Muhammad. Instead of doing the needful physically. Because we pray to God, give us that drive, give us that direction to do this. And if you don't go and start such thing that God is going to give you drive or direction to do, it will never be done. I don't know if you are waiting for the drive of God is when he brings somebody a rope and push you to it. No, you must start to do something like that before you must have mind of how you are going to do it. Tell God, give you the drive and direction. Then you go and start implementing such before it will come through. So why are, because these people knows that your history has been erased. The amalgamation now, you believe that it is the greatest thing that has ever happened to the giant of Africa. Without you knowing that such amalgamation is amalgamation that is going to hinder you, going to corrupt the things you know about your history, going to control you, going to chase you away from your land, so that you will come and have become a cheap laborer in their places, going to make sure that you will come and you will run away helter skelter, not making sure no one will hold those leaders accountable to account, because you are no longer there. That is the reason for the amalgamation. While you are running, after all, my bro, you will sell the whole land you have, send your child abroad, then you will say to the government, but my son has gone to abroad. Very, very soon they will start sending money. Have you now seen the systematic way of actually placing you on hold in the last 64 years? Using their stooges, just like Tinubu Bola, that you have now accepted that he will be your president. Just like him, very soon, if eventually they do all these things they are doing, I am so happy that all these things are happening. But inauguration of Tinubu in Nigeria is going to be the end of Nigeria. You know why? I am not actually the one. I'm not threatening Nigeria because it is very dangerous. The consciousness of the youth of Nigeria woke up in 2020. NSAS protest. Then Britain used Catriona Lang to engineer Tinubu to find a way to bring faction. From faction, if they are resolute enough, you now send the force to go and deal with these people. It is your turn in 2023. Don't let them scuttle that chance. That is the reason why we all saw when she visited Tinubu. You saw it. Before 24 hours after visiting Tinubu, bullets started raining on the youth. And Mazen Nnamdi Kanu told you also that they are going to deploy military to kill you. Now I am going to show you that those of you who are still ignorant, believing that Tinubu's administration is going to unite Nigeria. There is no administration that is going to unite Nigeria, because unification of Nigeria is something that is naturally impossible. It is naturally impossible. That is the reason why history is very important. And now, that is the reason why I always point at Pan-African movement. That for Pan-African movement, for the ideology, beautiful ideology and plan they have for Africa to actually manifest or come to manifestation, they should work crucially, they should actually work towards, or inevitably, towards the disintegration of every imperial structure, every colonial structure, because disintegration of such structure will make people go back to their history, go back to whom they were. we disintegrate such structures and now reintegrate our people back to their origin. Because anything that, no matter what we are talking about, if we don't understand the more importance of history, it is going to be very difficult for us to achieve anything. Very, very difficult. So Yoruba people, you believe that it is Tinubu that is going to give you what makes you run away from your country all these years. Some of you, you believe that those Igbo Efulefu, you think that it is Tinubu that will unite Nigeria that has never been united in the last 64 years. Let me remind you, because you forget so quickly. During the time of Tinubu election, during the time of this past election of Tinubu, you saw the involvement. Tinubu started dividing Nigeria pre-election. Tinubu started, continued dividing Nigeria post presidential election. And now, people believe that is the one who is going to actually unify Nigeria. Let me shock you. Pay attention to this video. Let me shock you. For you to know the reason why Igbo people were targeted in Lagos just because Tinubu won election. Let me shock you. Just one moment. There is a video I am going to play right now. Just now, there is a video that I am going to play for you. This is the video that I am going to play for you. It is the video during the inauguration of, during the launching of Dangote's refinery. During the launching of so-called Dangote's refinery. I will tell you why I say so-called Dangote's refinery. Now, I want you to listen attentively to the speech of this man. Then let us actually break it down and analyze it. Because if you want to understand the mind of a person, watch them closely each time they are speaking. Watch them closely, because they will speak their mind. Their agenda will definitely come out from their speech. Listen very attentively. They will always give a hint that is going to show you whom they really are. Listen to know the reason why Igbo people were the target in Lagos State. Because Afonja, the history of Afonja is about to repeat itself again. Afonja history is about to repeat itself again in Yoruba land. That's why they have to remove Igbo people first. They have to make Igbo people their enemy first before that history will reoccur. Now, listen to this video attentively. Attentively.
Mr. President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Your Excellencies, the President of Ghana, Togo, Senegal, Niger, and Chad, Your Excellency, Mr. Vice President-elect, who is representing my leader, the President-elect, Your Excellencies, Senate President, and other leaders that are here, my brother governors, the man of the moment, my good.
He said the vice president, that is, this is not what I want you to look into. He said the vice president representing the president-elect. I'm not quoting him verbatim, but he said the vice president representing the president-elect. Now, he is not yet a president of Nigeria. He already started sending delegates. He has already started sending vice president. He is not yet the president, though. The president, vice president is now becoming a delegate. Then you compare it to the time of Oshibanjo and the one in present administration. But let's pay attention, because that is not what I am talking about. I just actually picked it up right now. Now, listen to it. Asinuche na abia.
Egbon, a Lagosian, a Nigerian of no mean feat, Alhaji Aliko Dangote. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Mr. President, today is May 22nd, 2023. Mr. President, exactly 7 days from today, you will graciously, by the grace of Almighty Allah, be bowing down as the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Mr. President, if you don't know, you have spent 2,915 days out of 2,922 days that you have. Mr. President, you have spent 99.98% of your time. Mr. President, history will certainly judge you well. We in Lagos are happy. This is your third trip to the free trade zone in less than a year. But today is not only about you. It's about 3 short stories that I'll just quickly talk on. The first story is about a young Nigerian, 45 years ago, and you see the coincidence in the story. 45 years ago, who came to Lagos all the way from another mega city in our country, Kano, who saw the prosperity, the diversity of our country, who came with nothing, but in 45 years has built the biggest empire in the world for Africa. A man that we have handed over the key of Lagos to as a real indigene, because with all of the resources and belief that he has in our state, we cannot.
He handed over the key of Lagos to as a real indigene, because there are people who are not the real indigene of Lagos. Remember that Dangote came from the Kano state. Then they handed him over the key of Lagos as a real indigene, because there are people who are not real indigene of Lagos who need to be evicted. Listen attentively. There is something I need you to pay attention right now.
Or truly say that you are one of us, and you are indeed a detribalized Nigerian, a Nigerian that were.
Indeed, you are one of us. Indeed, you are one of us. You don't understand. You don't understand. He said, I want to tell you that indeed you are one of us in Lagos. You are one of us. One of the desired. Have you now seen Afonja? The history of Afonja is about to repeat itself in Lagos State, in Yoruba land. Because Afonja believes he can align himself with superior Fulani force, that he will defeat his enemy. These people are seeing the Igbos as their enemy. That is the reason why he make this statement, you are one of us. He is very, very deliberate about it. You are one of us. You are one of us. So that they are now selective in those who will be one of them. That is exactly where what this passage is actually talking about. You are one of us. It is not these Igbo people that they need to go. They are not one of us. But now give them. He didn't say what I said right now, but that is what it simply means. Because if he could call one, billionaire, you are one of us. In the midst of tribalism, or in the midst of tribal crisis in Lagos, he said to a Fulani man, you are one of us. You are one of us. The other people, they are not one of us. They are not part of us. We have embraced you guys. And all these things, you are one of us, you are one of them. What is it always targeting at? The oil that is coming out of Biafra land. The oil wells that they own all over Biafra land. That is exactly when they are selecting those who will be in the benefit of this same oil coming out of Biafra land. They will rather use Tompolo or Asare Dokubo to protect their asset in their own land while giving them change, making them, building inequality in the region of Niger Delta, bringing somebody who will continue to undermine the future of their own community while promoting the future of those who are destroying the future of your community. Working for them, that is called money ritual. You have sold your people for nothing. And you are sitting there as a billionaire who is so powerful while your people are suffering. Single man success in the midst of failure is as well as good as failure. One man success in the midst of failure is as good as failure. Because those failed entities, they will make sure that they will, you will be the one that they will pray on. They will be praying on you. Even though they will be calling you master, Oga, this and that. Well, they will jump your fence to come and steal something you left outside. They will make your life unmiserable. You will not even feel safe because you have to now drive with bodyguards. Because you are in the midst of failures. You are in the midst of poverty. And a poor man is like a hungry lion. A poor person is like an hungry lion. The reason why poor people in Nigeria mostly, they don't, they are not always, of course, now they are troubling their community. All these criminals that you see, that their name is being mentioned, they are now troubling their community. But before, they are protected by moral value. They are protected by moral value. They cannot actually ask questions. They cannot utilize this energy they are using to trouble their community to actually question the government. Why are they a graduate and carrying gun and being a criminal or armed robber who will be shot at sight? Why? They will not utilize their energy for something that is going to be beneficial for them or the community. Rather, they will do it for their own personal self, so that it is called one man's success. It is no man's success. Everyone's success is the real success. They will continue to do one man's success. Inequality. There will never be equality in the eyes of the law. He can kill anybody in the community, bribe police, bribe army, bribe everybody. There can never be equality in the eyes of the law. That is how it has always been. So the division amongst these brothers in Niger Delta, and taking them away from the struggle they rose up for. Now it is about those who rose up for that struggle that are in the benefit of such struggle. So it means that the struggle was never about your people. It has always been about you. That is what it looks like. It has always been about you. Once they sort you out, you forget about the thing you are fighting for. Just like so many people in the media space today, speaking from both sides of their mouth, preying on their people, using the struggle for their own scheme of manipulation, lies and deceit. The more you look, the less you see. Why do you think such thing is happening? Because they make sure that they will always give you a stooge who is a criminal minded. And that criminal minded person does not have sympathy over his people, because according to him, he must be the God amongst the people. He must be the God amongst the people. The people need to worship him before they get even the small amount of whatever they are going to get. They will make these people topple topple upon your human right. They will rip off your life. They will rip every respect that you deserve. They will kill your morale. They will kill your drive. They will tell you that it is only through highway you will make it. You go there, you are worsening your situation. You will sell land to go to overseas, to do menial jobs, to do cheap labor. They will not pay you minimum wage because maybe you don't have papers in abroad. They will not give you what you deserve because you are under pressure. Anything can serve. That is always the problem. Anything can serve. They exploit you. You don't even know the labor law of the country where you are domiciled. They will exploit you. They make sure that your right is also taken away from you because you don't know them. You don't know they exist. That is the problem. I am asking the Yoruba race, is this guy called Tinubu the future that you see yourself in the next 1 decade? Do you think that there is something he can do when he could not build a hospital that will cater for his health condition? That today in Lagos, he is still flying abroad, even before the inauguration of him being a president, up and down. He has started sending delegates to go and represent him in a special occasions. What do you think that is going to happen when he becomes president? How long, if he starts this early to send delegates? Have you now seen that the delegation, Shetima will always be available to be the delegate because he will be the strong one in the office. He will automatically be the one leading the nation. Afonja aligned himself with the superior Fulani force, believing he will conquer his people or he will defeat his enemy, without knowing that the people you are aligning yourself with is only there to use you. And it has become very crucial moment right now. This is the most crucial time in Nigeria, in case if you are not aware. You have seen it. You have seen it. The treaty they have signed with the international world of organ harvestation. We are coming back to that video. You have seen it now being exposed. Organ harvestation. How, the time with Mazen Nnamdi Kanu said that they are harvesting the organ of people. It is the same reason why they say, bring him, let's kill him. If we can't kill him, we put him in solitary confinement. Is there anything he told you that is not coming to pass? Is there anything he told you that is not coming to pass? Name one. Just mention one. If he said Tinubu won't be the president and they force it to make Tinubu president, that will be the end of the zoo. I am telling you the honest truth. Now, at the end of the day, he told you that the man in Aso Rock is not Buhari. You doubt it. The man in Aso Rock is not Buhari. You doubt it. The man led you for 4 years. Now, ready to kuchashu ya vofoso. Ready to elope. He told you many things, they have come to pass. Organ harvestation is the order of the day in Nigeria. In the Senate House, which I still even have such video, where the senator was asking question, why is this organ harvestation and the penises that was in the cooler boxes going to China that was actually intercepted by some security? What did Nigeria do about it? If we believe that that person saying that, talking about the organ harvestation, that they have paid in advance, that is the reason why they introduced SARS. Where did SARS get their training? That is the reason why they introduced SARS, to continue the organ harvestation and targeted at the people in the South. That is exactly what happened. Let me find out something. Let me find out something. One moment. Wow. I want to show you something. Let me show you something. Very quickly. Oh God. Oh. Because this is something that so many of you does not understand. Read it and read it properly, so that you will know that the man talked about organ harvestation is not bluffing. Listen to this. Read this. I know you can see it. I know you can see it. Read it. Are you paying attention? Are you reading it? Let me see if you are able to see it. Of course, you can see it here. You can see it. We only have 30 minutes left. Let me run. It says that the UK government finally admit it trained and equipped Nigeria homophobic SARS unit. Do you get it? Did you get it? The UK government finally admit that it trained and equipped Nigerians homophobic SARS unit. The UK government has finally admitted to providing training and equipment to a notorious police unit in Nigeria that routinely prosecuted members of LGBTQ plus community. That is not the case. You see now where they are now talking at. You see where they put it. Oh, they have now used publicity towards that LGBTQ plus community so that it won't pain you as a Nigerian, so that you as a Nigerian will not understand the gravity of what they did. They now say it is only targeted LGBTQ plus community. If you think that the UK government will create something that will target LGBTQ plus community, so it is only LGBTQ plus community that SARS, that they saw that is the only atrocities they saw that SARS committed. Oh, this world itself, this world. So it is the life of this minority that is more important than the life of millions of Nigeria that died in the hands of SARS. The reason why they place these people here, it is only to tell you, it is they are fighting those you don't want. It is about those you don't want. Of course, majority of the Nigerians will tell you no to Fiakwa. Hey, God forbid, LGBTQ, may them kill them. That's why they place it here. For you to believe it has been all about LGBTQ. While in Britain, they protect this LGBTQ. Their right can never, you don't have right to insult them or to be prejudiced against them in Britain. So why do you think the plan was to fight LGBTQ? No. It was to kill you, harvest your organ, to rip you off every human right you have. How can Britain train a criminal organization called SARS in the name of a force in Nigeria? Have you now seen the reason why the structure called Nigeria, created by Lord Lugard and Flora Shaw, the girlfriend, and named the nigger area? Have you now seen the way they are still controlling it? Through the structure that they created, through the structure that they are running it on. The policies must be made in favor of Britain. That's why they can pick up people, train them. These people, that is how SARS know how to harvest the organ. If you look at it, ask yourself, why do you think SARS knows how to harvest organ? They have this syndicate. They are in their SARS syndicate. They know how to harvest organ, know how to preserve it, know how to export it. Where are those organs going? They arrested Ike Ekweremadu. These are gangs of, hypocrites. arrested him to act like they are against organ harvestation. When they are actually, they trained and equipped the force that has been harvesting organ of people in Nigeria. Is that not an irony? That is how bad it is. They admitted, it is not me talking about it. It is not me saying it. They admitted that they trained SARS. What is SARS known for? Have you ever, how many times you heard that SARS is harassing LGBTQ community? How many of them are actually present? Are actually in the public? None of them. Except few of them who became proud so that they will influence your children. And the SARS did not see them. So who are those that the SARS we are targeting? If SARS did not see Bobrisky, if SARS did not see all of them, all those people, who are they that SARS targeted? They should show you one LGBTQ that was killed by SARS. They should show you. None. None. They just created this story in order to use it to assuage the backlash, or to use it to make sure they redirect the narratives. Have you now seen what's going on? They train SARS. The reason why Catriona Len made sure he stopped that protest against SARS by using Tinubu. He shot you like animals. Do you forget so quickly? Do you believe Tinubu is going to be the Messiah? A Messiah that is brutal. Jagaban of Lagos State, who did not build a hospital that he will be attending, knowing that he will be president one day. Because it has been a dream that he just want to achieve at all costs before he die. Do you think that such person is going to give you the national cake equally? I don't think so. Such person will never take you nowhere. He will divide Nigeria more than ever before. That is the reason why you see like people like Femi Fani-Kayode do their utterances. FMC Olomo do their utterances. At the end of the day, if you do your own, a traditional ruler came and said that if these people cannot stop their rubbish, that they will bring IPOB to come and fight for them. He was arrested immediately. But those ones, they are flying like a bird because they have decided to align themselves with the Fulani superior force in order to defeat their enemy. Selfishness. This will be, as in, if eyes start crying, nose will follow suit. Once the eyes start crying, the nose follows suit. The most important thing that you don't understand is that there is nothing that is coming out of this imperialist structure that is going to be in benefit of you as an ordinary person, you as a common man in Nigeria. You are bluffing yourself, you are fooling yourself. The earlier you understand it, the better for you. Tinubu wants to distract the future or to destroy the future that is not going to be part of, because he has bought so many mansions, buildings in abroad for his children, for her children. Put money in offshores for his children, rather. Put money in offshores for their children. So they believe that such things that they have established for their children is the morality of them. They see it as morality and achievement. Oh, I work hard. Do you know how hard I worked? I even was inducted in Chicago, and I abandoned $460,000 US. Nanya Adam. Where did he get that money in 1999? To abandon it, $460,000 US. Nanya Adam. Where did the money come from? For those of you who are still in denial of that, you don't know what the money was all about. You are still in denial of it. I continue to laugh. Stop fooling yourself. Tinubu isn't going to do anything for you. He's going to ruin the future that he's not going to be part of. That is the reason why you will see everything he talk about, he will tell you it is his turn. He was not objective during the election campaign. He did not even say anything that is reasonable, but except that it is his turn. Emilokon, that triggered people to even make music with Emilokon. What is he going to give Nigeria? Emilokon, it is my turn. So having seen all that, you believe that such man is going to actually bring wealth to the common man. Do you know what you need? The power belongs to the people. The history is forgotten. Because if history is not forgotten, the reason why history must be forgotten is because they made history to vanish. Is that they have to impoverish you by introducing a fiat money. Fiat money. They introduce it and you are using it so that you will never understand the value of your gold. You will never understand the value of your resources because they have given you a fiat money. And this fiat money that they have given you, it was not what you used to. You were used to money backed up by your resources. Do you know what is trade by barter? Trade by barter it's like a money backed up by resources, mineral resources, anything that is essential. It was not fiat money. That is the reason why trade by barter is the something that scares them the most. It is not fiat money, which is seen as tissue paper. You don't even have value in the global stage. Your money is not even known by anybody except you people and people around you. Because there is no, resources that backs this money up, including the oil that you own. It does not back your money up. That is the reason why your money is actually 1 to 7 to your colonial masters once. To pounds maybe is one pounds to 1,000. I don't know, or maybe 1 pounds to 900. Your colonial money, who does not have any resources coming out of their ground. They don't have it. But their money is 1 equal to more than 800 from your side. They introduce fiat money, give you tissue paper, print it, tell you how many you will print for the year, tell you how many you will print for any financial year, tell you, when your money is valueless, tell you when your money is devalued. Control it. Have you not seen the reason why it is very crucial for Pan-African movement to concentrate in the destruction, in the disintegration of every colonial structure that is eating us from inside? We cannot see it, but it is affecting us. It is hurting us. It is eating us. We cannot breathe. That is the reason why a lot of African, are supporting Russia. They are supporting Russia. Whether they understand the cause he's fighting for or not, they have seen that the enemy of their boogeyman, some of them understand it. Like me, I understand what he's fighting for. His territorial integrity. But so many of you believe that the enemy of your boogeyman can be your friend. That's it. There are many things that need to be said. There are many things that need to be said. Let me finish playing this video. Let's see if there is any other thing we are going to pick up from it. Then we'll call it a day.
Truly proud of. Mr. President, a second story is about another young Nigerian in 1978, because he came to Lagos in 1978. This young Nigerian too, in 1978, as a military brigadier general, was saddled with the responsibility as the Commissioner for Petroleum Resources. He completed and handed over the Warri Refinery. Today, he sits as the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, handing over the biggest single-line refinery in the history that we know of mankind today. It's no sheer coincidence that these histories are coming together. The third story is also about a man that I said will be taking over from you by the grace of God in 7 days' time, who also with sheer coincidence in 2006 as the 12th governor of Lagos envisioned that this whole area should be named and set aside as the free zone. And 17 years after, we have seen what the Lekki Free Trade Zone has turned into. I, not part of the three stories, but I was opportune to be part of his team at that time. And so, ladies and gentlemen, you can see the vision of three different people in these three stories. The story of Aliko Dangote,
Fulani,
the story of our president,
Fulani,
Muhammadu Buhari, and
Fulani.
the story of our incoming president, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu.
Yoruba-
How they
Yoruba old
intertwine
man.
into the story of Nigeria, in the story of possibility, when men have a shared common vision, purpose, and they have the possibility that things can happen, things can change, and things can be prosperous for the people they are leading. Mr. President, we in Lagos are proud of you.
Okay.
We are indeed excited that you have thrown
You are in Lagos are proud of Mr. President who does not have a hospital that can cater for him. You in Lagos is proud of Mr. President who cannot even, curb the menace of terrorist attack in his village, in his community. You, Mr. President, you are proud of this Mr. President, mask wearer in Asorok, who could not stop the killing that took, the many lives in the state of their tyrant who led the genocide against Biafra. He couldn't. That the prophecy of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu came even to pass. That Gowon will be alive to see what he did to Biafrans. And he is saying it today, true or false. He is. So now, when you look at all that, you tell yourself that birds of the same feather flock together. Mask wearer in Asorok. Now, friends made sure that his friend who placed him there becomes the next president. In the regime of mask wearer, 71,000 plus people still died yesterday. So the number has to be increased. People still died today. The number will increase in the hands of terrorists, in the hands of the police. The number is increasing. 71,000. So if the first one of APC killed 71, the first ever one from APC killed 71,000. The second is going to do what? The second will kill double. They will kill double. 100 and they will kill maybe 200,000. You have no idea. These are the things that await you. Let's continue.
Everything you have into it. And as you bow down, I might not have the opportunity of a speaker again. I might not have the opportunity of holding a mic again. I want to say to you that on behalf of all of us in Lagos, we're truly, truly, truly proud of the things that you have done for us in this country. Thank you, Mr. President, as you bow down.
In this country.
Oh, the first.
They are proud of the things that he did for them in this country. Very, very proud of the things he did for them in this country called Nigeria. And what is those that he did for them? Because he allowed in his regime for Lagos to rig election. Even during governorship election, they rigged it. They even called their brother Igbo person. That's why he can never rule Lagos. That they want to make Igbo a president by denying their brother and calling that person Igbo because he's of Igbo mother. For you to see how bad it is. Of Igbo, the maternity come from Igbos. Igbo ethnic group. So now, at the end of the day, do you really think that he is not going to appreciate such person who watch atrocities happen in front of your eyes? You youth panicked, got your PVC, made sure that you don't want stories. You voted. At the end of the day, they did what they want. So I am asking, if the youth decided to make sure they don't make mistake that according to their own mindset, believing that it is through a voting system that will elevate them from poverty to a better height, that will give them hospital, good road, electricity, inflation down, good economy, and bring the cost of living down, which is on 22 point something percent today in Nigeria. Bring the debt down, which is on, I believe, more than 100 million billion dollars. So, why do you think that this man that he introduced to you, called Tinubu, no, is going to do it? How do you think that there is anything that will change Nigeria? That in the 21st century, you cried, they have seen how aggravated you are, they have seen how serious you are, they have seen how awoken you are. They decided to overrule you. They gave you this. That's what they did to you. They told you, screw you, man. You can't do nothing. Do your worst. They rigged it. They gave it to the stooge of the imperialist, British imperialist. They gave it to them because they are their stooge. The same way, they will select all these people who are the stooges of Fulani from various states and make them the leader of that state. There is nothing will change Nigeria, guys. There is nothing. Don't get intimidated. Fight for your right. Demand for what is rightfully yours. That is the struggle. Destroy the imperialist agenda. That is the struggle. The structure that they are using to destroy you, to even train criminals that will, extort your organ from you, that will harvest your organ in the name, call you thieves, they will call you criminal, but they go and harvest your organ. Even those who have access to introduce such brutal criminal in your midst in the name of your security. You've been only reactive. You rose up. Imagine if you rose up, SARS was ended. If you rise up again and be consistent, make plan for those agents they will send in the name of faction of the protest. You make extra plan for them. Those who will start coming and destroying things, being destructive, that will come and ruining you make a good plan for them. When you capture one or two, kill them. And you will never see anybody. who will allow themselves to take money to come and disrupt a protest that determines the future of you and your upcoming generation. That is exactly the only thing that might save you. Because in this current system, the experiment has ended. The contract they made with Britain, it has ended. It has ended. We are in 107 years of the expiration, I believe 7 years or 109 years of the expiration of such contract and the experiment. 109 years, if my memory serves me right. It was supposed to expire 100 years ago. And the expiration is actually determined, they budget it. That's why they have so much gold in their reserve, so much diamonds in their reserve, so much oil in their reserve, so that when this expiration comes, if you wake up that time, they're bad. If you don't wake up, they will continue to renew it. They institutionalize poverty in order to make sure that you become their stooge. Whenever they tell you dance, you will tell them, do you want me to dance the whole day? As long as they will give you money. You sell your pride, you sell whom you are for the sake of money, fiat money that has no value. People think they are rich with fiat money, as the world is actually changing. That's when you will know who is rich and who is poor. It is an era of artificial intelligence. People are going to go crazy. You are going to go crazy. Because you will not even see anybody that is going to employ you, going to be academically correct in school. No one is going to employ you. No one. Who is going to employ you? When an artificial intelligence, a robot can do the job you're supposed to do, even diligently and perfect, without making a mistake. And it is going to affect you. The institution is going to come to play now. The institution, the reason why they have introduced academic to you without introducing the practical, without introducing the physical of education, is coming to play, impoverishing you. It is a future plan that has manifested now. It is time to harvest. You are reading to be an employee. They are reading to be the employer. You are reading to be a consumer. They are reading to be the producer. Have you now seen the reason why you will never, your children will never compete with them, except if you now destroy the systems, the structure, everything that is connecting us to this imperial power. Unless we are going nowhere. Unless you do that, you are going nowhere. Pan-Africa need to come to play. African Union need to come to play. Should utilize the opportunity of this, of this change or paradigm shift that is about to take place in the world. You utilize that opportunity because you have options now. You have options now. And when you are aligning yourself, do not align, like a fool. Don't be stupid. There is politics. If you begin to understand the foreign policy, you will know that if you understand and enjoy the fruit of the foreign policy, you will never ever allow these people to come and dictate for you. The unity of Africa is something that is, sacrosanct. But first thing first, disintegration of every structure that is not of Africa. disintegration of every, amalgamation that was not done by Africans, disintegration of anything, any system that is not implemented or introduced by Africans. Because you need to introduce a solution to your problem, because you are the ones that is actually feeling the heat or the spikes of this problem. You are on the receiving end of this problem. So you are the one to introduce the solution to this problem. Until we meet again, stay safe and stay informed. Tinubu will not help you do